Hey guys, it's me, Sassy Queen Girl Nikki Potter. And today I'm gonna read a fan fiction I found on Wattpad. I have been reading some, and this one really caught my eye, so I really wanted to read it to you. It's called Scared Potter. Okay, so let's read what it says here. Harry and Draco both return to Hogwarts for their 7th year and have some feelings for each other they need to deal with. Ooh, guys, this is interesting. Let's read some of it. It has 29 total parts. So I think for today, I'm only going to read about 3 or more, depending on how long. Anywho, Harry's experience with or ten. Sorry if I can't read sorry if I can't read it. If I read it wrong, guys, maybe you guys can try to tell me how to pronounce it. Anyways, moving on. I was running late for potions. Professor McGonagall had wanted me to meet with her in her office to discuss my career opportunities. I happily obligated, eager for the chance to get out of potions class with Snape. Professor Snape, Harry, Professor McGonagall reminded me over a cup of tea and biscuits. Now, tell me, Potter, what exactly are you planning to do outside of Hogwarts? I don't know, Professor. I hadn't really thought about much else than much. I don't know. I hadn't really thought about much else than fighting Voldemort. Maybe being an Aurora would be exciting. I would believe that would be achievable, Potter. But it won't be if you don't get to class. Hurry along now, or talk to you later. Yes, Professor said. Professor McGonagall's office and turned down the hallway and went down the stairs to the potions classroom. I walked in late. The entire class, well, everyone except Luna, looked up when I walked in. I saw Draco's piercing blue eyes gazing at me. They were the color of summer days by the pool. I could almost smell his shampoo from here, and I clenched my fists so they wouldn't let my body rush over and run my hand. Wait a minute. Again, no, the smell of Jacob's shampoo was in my... It smelled like somebody dumped the whole load of shower in here. What is... Let's just see. Scowled at me from across the room. You would know why it smells like Rafa shampoo shampoo in here if you had joined us this morning. Sorry, Snape, but I was meeting with McGonagall to discuss my career. I say, setting down my potion book on the table next to Hermione. What do you smell, Harry? Hermione asked as I shrugged as if they could. I smell, well, mouthwash shampoo, obviously, and my Quidditch boot handle as a burrow. Why? Civilization draws on him. Class was making love potion today. Martina, I asked more of the statement than a question mark. Round's face is turning red from holding back. Rounder, I felt my cheeks were hot, and I'm sure they were. The tips of my ears were burning with embarrassment. I would be embarrassed too, guys. Like, honestly. Took you long enough, Potter. Malfoy sneers at me. I ignore him and start making up my own amateur. The rest of the class goes fine until Professor Snape steps out into the hallway for some. That's when Malfoy bewitches a piece of paper to fly at my head. It hits me once, then twice, then 3 times. I finally snatch it out of the air and spell it to the bin in the corner of the room. It flies right out of there and hits me in the nose. Grumbling, I take the piece of paper and open it, hoping to sense a blaze. Quidditch pitch tonight, 8 o'clock. See you then. It reads. I grab my quill pen and write quick yes on it. Then I bewitch it to go boop Malfoy on the nose. Malfoy reads the little slip of paper and winks at me before going back towards the normal scale. The electricity between us is lost and Snape walks in the class. Class dismissed, he says. I'm swept out of the classroom up the steps before I have chance to talk to Draco lands behind me, but I don't spot his golden sunshine-colored hair or his ocean blue sparkly eyes, and I wonder how he could have ever sent me that note. And maybe it's a prank, because nobody is beautiful and perfect, and just him could ever want someone as imperfect and unglamorous as me. What? That's not true. As I sit at the great hall eating dinner with Hermione and Ron, I can't help but keep thinking of Draco and the snow. Harry. Ron looks over at me, holding a piece of chicken in one hand and his drink in the other. Who are you looking at? Oh, no one, I say quietly averting my chin back to Ron and his rant about some new homework assignment. Normally, I would join in the round, but today I can't argue except with myself over this. No, is it a prank? What does Malfoy want? Find out at 8 o'clock on the Quidditch field. Hold a second, guys. Drarry on the pitch. I glance at the watch on my arm. The clock ticks from 7:59 to 8 o'clock. Still no sign of Harry. I start to wonder if maybe he isn't coming before I decide it's just pure stillness. Oh, guys, this is Draco's point of view right now. I wrote 8 o'clock on the note, so if he isn't here in the next 5 minutes, then I know for sure he isn't coming. As I whisper, my wand immediately lights up at the tip. I wave my wand and a blanket appears on the ground. I wrap myself up in it and sit down to wait. I wait and wait for what seems like forever, but really only 2 minutes, when Harry comes running up. He stops at the edge of the pitch. I stand on my 2 feet, wobbly in the knees, and a herd of butterflies causing a riot in my stomach. I open my mouth to say something, but nothing comes out. I wish I could describe Harry in this moment, because really all I saw was perfection, but it was too perfect for words. His tall, long legs stood wide and confident. Harry's crooked smile peered at me, shadowed in just the right places from the little light his wand gives off. Harry's emerald green eyes twinkle with anticipation of the evening I set up. His fingers on one hand are curled tightly around his wand, and the fingers on the other are running through his wavy blackish-brown hair. The air between us is changed with something, and I smell the scent of him. I breathe it in, never wanting to smell anything else for the rest of my life except for this. I have a rush in my stomach like something is about to happen, but I don't know what it is until it happens. We lock eyes and just stare at each other. Harry's emerald green eyes sparkle, and my breath catches. My lips part. I moisten them with the tip of my tongue. Then the moment comes. The air is charged with love and thick with the sounds of the night. Harry starts moving to me, and I move to him. Faster, faster, faster. All I think about is how I want to hold this perfect wizard in my arms forever and never let him go. We meet in the middle, where we stop, look at each other for what seems like eternity and millisecond at the same time. Then we kiss. Time slows down. Harry's lips are soft and know what they are doing. I can only imagine what Harry must be thinking of mine. Try to remember if I brushed my teeth before coming out here. I don't care if I didn't. I don't want to break away to check. I've been waiting my entire life for this moment. I'm not about to give it up so soon, but like every perfect moment, it comes to an end. And all I can do is keep holding Harry close, looking into his eyes and remembering the softness of his lips and the tingle of his taste that is left on my tongue. The night surrounds us, stars in the sky. But the only star I ever want to look at again is the one right in front of me. Oh, how cute! I lead Harry over to the blanket I laid on the ground. We lay down next to each other, holding hands and looking up at the stars in the sky. I can't help thinking this is how it was supposed to be, that this moment was created just for me and him and nobody else, and I'm glad that I was the one who got to share it with him. At some point, we end up falling asleep, laying there together, hand in hand, looking at each other. It's not until the morning, when I awake to Harry shaking me, do I realize that happened. Draco, Harry's shaking my arm. I open my eyes and sit up groggily. What's going on? I'm not squinting my eyes against the sunlight. I sit up. What time is it? Almost 5 in the morning, Harry exclaims. We have got to get back before anyone realizes we were gone. I nod slowly. Harry jumps up and gives me an awkward kiss on the cheek. Bye. I lean in the favor. He's gone before I can open my eyes again. All that's left of him is his beautiful scent. I breathe in the scent. Hey, Malfoy, what are you doing out here this early? 10 points from Slytherin. Professor Binns shouts at me, lumbering over. Go back inside. Yes, Professor. I look down in shame, as if he knew what exactly I had been doing out here. Hurry back inside and down into the dormitories. I slip into my room unnoticed and quickly crawl into my bed, pretending to sleep, but really reliving the night before over and over again in my head, hoping against hope that it was real and not imaginary. Good morning, Draco, Crabble says, rubbing the sleep out of his eyes. I sit up in bed. Why? You look like you haven't slept at all. Oh, I guess I've just had a long night, I stuttered, running my hand through my hair. I fake a yawn. Can we go eat now, Goyle whines. I smile and nod. Crabble bolts out of bed and hurries to get dressed. Goyle follows along behind him. They both turn at the door, waiting for me to get a bit too. I'll be along in a minute, I say, resuming my old sneer from before the evening with Harry. Crabble and Goyle nod and disappear out the door. I slip out of bed and pad across the cold floor. I run a wet comb through my hair and splash cold water on my face. I touch my lips, remembering the taste of Harry on the tip of my tongue and how soft his lips felt. I smile at my reflection in the mirror, then I walk out the door. What's got you in a good mood today? Potter got expelled. Pansy Parkinson follows along behind me, noticing the new spring in my step that wasn't there before last night. I shrug and wish for her to go away. She must have heard me wish, because she noticed a few of her other friends across the great hall and hurries over to meet them. I take the long way around the hall in order to pass Potter at his table. I want to slip him a note again, one I wrote this morning, asking him to be at the same spot at the same time today, and I asked for this to be a regular thing, something we do every night. As a junior, Harry, Ron and Hermione's table start to listen to the conversation. Harry, why are you wearing a Slytherin tie? Hermione asked ever so cautiously. Uh-oh, guys, Harry's being exposed. Exposed, huh? What? Harry asked, snapping back to him. Your tie, Harry. It's Hermione starts green. Your tie's green. You know what that means. It's a Slytherin tie, Harry. Ron raises his voice angrily. Harry panicked because that is no tie. Naturally, I looked you. You know that, right? Harry has on a Slytherin tie. Wait, I realized. We both took our ties off last night after we went out there. We must have switched ties, and if we did, that would mean my ties. I looked down at my own tie, red and yellow. A Gryffindor tie. I started to turn around and go back, but I remembered the note I wanted to give her. Sighing, I go back and start walking past the table. I pass right in front of them when Hermione suddenly stands up. Draco, Hermione shouts. The tips of her ears are bright red. What color is your tie? Harry looks at my gulks at my tie, which is actually his tie. The scent of Harry is strong on me now. And I feel as if everyone knows what happened last night. Quickly, he strips the tie. I don't know what you're talking about, mudblood. I sneer. I roll up the tie and stuff the note in the center of it. Harry takes off my tie and rolls it up as well. We do a quick under the table handoff and all settled. Then I make my way to the Slytherin table. My eyes focus on Harry. He unrolls the tie and the note flutters onto his lap. He loops the tie once, twice around his neck and reads the note. He looks up at me as his soft lips form the word yes. I smile, a half smile, and walk away. Hold up, guys. I read the note that Draco left me in my tag. Oh, this is Harry's point of view. I read the note that Draco left me in my tag. I look up at him and meet his ocean blue gaze smiling. I find myself saying, yes, yes, I want to meet you again. Yes, I want to meet you every day. Yes, I want you for the rest of my life. Hermione sits down in a huff, her frizzy hair going wild. Harry, what exactly happened last night? Asked me. I shrugged. I went to bed later. I woke up and had to go to the bathroom. Went back to bed. I don't see the problem here. We went to bed at 8 o'clock. Hermione's narrowing gaze settled on my face. Well, I was tired, I burst. But fine, you don't believe me, whatever. I have better things to do than waste my time with you two. I stand up and storm out of the great hall. Hermione stood up as well, but didn't follow me out. Fine, just fine. I don't need her anyway. I have better things to do, like spend time with Jacob. Jacob, who was the only thought kept me going throughout my day. He was my secret, all mine. I remember the softness of his lips on my own and smile. I hadn't even washed my face this morning for fear of washing him off of it. I slipped into the Gryffindor common room, wanting to knock off some of the homework I had neglected before. I realized meeting with Draco every night meant my homework was most likely to be put off. Hermione would not be happy with me. Oh, who cares what Hermione thinks anyway? I frowned. I do. No matter what happens between me and Draco, Hermione and I will always be friends and want to. A pang of guilt washed over me. I almost got up to go down and apologize right then, but I made the mistake of checking the time and realized that it was time for my first class of the day, divination. I marched into the divination room and apologized straight away to Hermione, whatever here she says in acceptance. Then Hermione glanced me towards I overheard Malfoy this morning after he left. He was talking about some fight he's picking with the kid at clock tonight. Ron shrugs and shines in his eyes. What are we going to do about that? We are going to ignore it, I say for once. Malfoy's not doing something to us. Just leave it alone. I may sound all cool and collected inside. I'm shaking. Is he really picking fight with someone today? Is that what he wants from me? No, it wouldn't be. What we had last night was real. What I felt last night was real. I can only hope feels the same way. Well, there's only one way to find out, and that is to be there at 8 o'clock tonight. When the clock turns to 7:55, I slip out of the common room and down the steps with my invisibility cloak. I don't know why I brought it along. Maybe in case I was being followed by someone or something. I'm not sure. Anyway, I throw the cloak on over my robes and grip my wand in my hand. Nervously, I creep down the steps and out onto the Quidditch pitch. Draco wasn't there yet. I check my watch and see that it is only 7:58. He has 2 minutes to be here. Suddenly, I feel two eyes boring into the back of my neck, knowing that my instincts will usually wait at this sort of stuff. I turned around. Nobody was there. All I saw was the darkness surrounding me. Sighing, I turned around to face Hogwarts again, just in time to see Draco hurrying towards me. Draco, I say, catching in my throat. I smile, an anxious smile. Harry, Draco replies, smiling his crooked smile. I wait for the perfect moment. It just happened like last night, but no sudden urge takes over me. I can tell that Draco feels the same way. He walks to me slowly, carefully, as if stepping in glass in a way he is, because what we have is fragile and he's too big, but beautiful at the same time. Beating me up, huh? I laugh a little, knowing that very well could be Draco's tonight. Draco grins. Hi, guy. I had to tell Calvin Goyle something to get away, otherwise they would have followed and seen me with me. This is secret. Draco was nuts. Okay, I say, not knowing what else to talk about. Turns out I don't need to have anything to say because he knows it all just by looking at me. At that moment, his ocean blue eyes look deep into my warm green eyes. I wonder what he sees there and what he's thinking right now. I know what I'm thinking. Just kissing. My brain tells me, so I lean up and do what my brain wants. Jacob passionately kisses me back, and time slows. once more. Then we break away and sit on the grass, still looking at each other. We sit and talk about our days, our future, our family, and friends, the universe, and really just about life. Magic. I tell him about the Muggles and about the Jerseys and how I wish I could see my parents. And Jacob tells me about his struggle between good and evil, what he wants versus what his family wants. We hold each other's hand for some time until I glance down at my watch and realize that it's already 1 a.m. And sleep is actually necessary for your body to function. See you here again tomorrow, same time, same place, same time. I whisper in Draco's ear as we part ways, Draco going down to the dungeon and me going to the Gryffindor Tower. I fall asleep, dreaming about Draco and I together at last for everyone to see. Well, that's going to be the end of today. So, bye guys. Hope you liked it. Stay tuned for more of this Drarry series called Scared Potter.